This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Welcome, listeners. I'm your host, Danny, and I'm the first-time reader going through this 15-book series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host, Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's acting as my tour guide on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Aaron Kirkwood, Andre the Man in White, and Chad Welsh. Before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Joe from Gravesend, Felicity Philpott, and Nick Judge to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. Thank you so much for your support, and we really want to thank you for your generosity. In this episode, we're talking about chapters 53 and 54 of The Shadow Rising.
Yeah, so chapter 53, we have The Price of a Departure, and chapter 54 is Into the Palace. I have to tell you, I have been waiting for us to get to these chapters.
Yeah?
Yeah. Good stuff happens. A lot of stuff happens.
Well, I believe that.
I gotta see what you're thinking about these.
I know. I actually named these chapters the chapters these characters finally learned something.
Yeah, okay. They learned something.
They're doing stuff.
Doing stuff, learning things, being places.
So great.
Yeah, I'm just really excited to talk to you about these. It's been too long.
Yeah, and now let me just tell you, I don't know if I've said this yet, this book.
Okay.
But chapter 54
yeah,
is my favorite chapter this book.
Oh, okay.
These are my favorite events.
Last episode, you were like, these are my favorite Nynaeve chapters. And now this
leveled
is your...
it up. And it's interesting because this is an Elaine chapter.
Yeah.
Yep, I know. Well, I guess...
And Nynaeve. Yeah,
it
switches. It's like a both.
It's a shift. Yeah.
So, but that's good. That's good. And I gotta say, we are also left on like pretty big cliffhangers on both
chapters. Oh, that's
chapters.
The other thing. Yeah. Yes, we are. And it's terrible. I'm glad we're recording tonight.
Yeah.
You know, I really like when we amp up at the end of the books because I want to just keep reading.
Yeah, so like we record faster.
Yeah, because it's only been a couple days this time since we recorded. And so this is good. Amp it up. That means I can read faster. I'm happy.
Yeah, and since there's only 4 more chapters after tonight until the end of The Shadow Rising, like it's kind of crazy that we're already here.
Yes.
Like it's going to be done right away.
I know. Well, this is the part every single book where I'm like, how are there only 4 chapters left?
Yeah.
There's so much that needs to happen still.
Perspective switch.
Yeah, literally.
Bail Domin on a boat or something.
Yeah, well, they all usually come together.
Yeah.
And then there's like the end sort of climax, and then there's the Moraine explaining chapter.
Yeah.
The Moraine-splaining. Moraine-splaining.
Yeah.
That's what usually happens. I doubt that's happening this time.
Ooh, okay.
And that's super exciting. And then also, to get things started, it's Monday, and I made us a couple of margaritas.
Yeah, for Margarita Monday.
Having a good time.
So there's a lot of tequila flowing right now, so
it's
hopefully
great.
we can finish before, things happen.
Yeah, our blue lagoons are looking a little green. It's okay, though. They're delicious.
Okay, so for the fun facts, since you know we're almost done the book, you probably also know what that means for fun facts.
They're getting interesting.
No, the cold hard statistics that I love talking about so much.
Oh, yeah, I like statistics, Kate.
Okay, so specifically, we're going to talk about perspective breakdowns for The Shadow Rising.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had 58 chapters, and we had a total of 95 individual perspective switches throughout those 58 chapters.
I have to tell you, you're saying had as though we're past tense in The Shadow Rising.
So I'm counting all of The Shadow Rising.
I know. But we're not at the end yet.
Okay. You know what I'm saying.
I just have to say it.
You get it.
I get it.
So I need you to guess number 1, because this is interactive, I forgot to mention.
Oh, good. I like these ones.
How many...
People like these ones, too.
It's
Turns out I know nothing...
About cactuses.
Or iguanas. Like, I know nothing about the desert.
Who knows?
I don't think I've ever even been, so...
Well, we're very far away from any deserts.
I know, but I've been a lot of places.
Yeah, not a desert, though.
Not a desert.
So, I need you to guess how many unique perspectives we saw this book. So how many individual characters did we see? For example, in the Eye of the World, we saw like Rand.
Yeah, I get it, man.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so how many?
Well, we have the Emmonsfield 5.
Sure.
We have Elaine, Moraine, Tom.
Okay.
Fael.
Good. I was honestly expecting just a guess.
Oh!
And you're like going through it. I like it though. This is better.
Yeah, well, no, I could just throw out a random number, but I like to be thorough.
Keep going.
Jacob Carradine.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, so then we also have Leandrin.
Yep.
And Aegyanin.
Okay.
Are you counting that half shift to that guy when we're in Aegyanin? Yep. So that guy?
Okay.
Is that it?
Well, we're at 13 so far.
Oh, I hate that.
And
okay,
that's pretty good.
I'm going to say there's 15.
Okay, so you're only...
I can't remember any
You
other...
only think you missed 2.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Okay. So there are 21 unique perspectives. So, for example, you missed like Dane.
Oh, Dane.
Yeah.
Fane.
Elida. Yeah. I don't think
you
said.
Elida. Oh,
yeah.
I knew Elida.
We saw Suroth.
Yeah,
doing her
Suroth
stuff
at the beginning.
Yeah. So.
Oh, yikes. I was going to go higher, but I really wanted to give myself some credit. But no,
the
okay.
worst
21.
One,
cool.
The worst one that you missed was Sarah.
We did get Sarah's
when
perspective.
When
she was murdered. Shoot. Okay.
Sorry to bring you down at the beginning of this episode.
Yeah,
but hey.
yeah, no. That's okay. Cool.
But 21. And then the last part of this interactive fun fact, I need you to give me the top 3 for who do we see the most perspectives from. Top 3 in The Shadow Rising. Let's see how much you've been paying attention to the book.
Perrin.
Okay. Perrin's number 1. Good job.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he had 21 of those 95 perspectives.
Whoa. Okay. I don't think you said 95.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, cool. I wasn't listening.
95 total, yeah.
Okay.
So Perrin's number 1, and he had 22% of the book.
Okay. Nynaeve?
No.
Or Elaine?
Okay.
Neither?
One of those,
yes.
yes.
Oh, it's Elaine.
It's Elaine.
Yeah,
Elaine
okay.
comes in at number 3.
I was wondering, because like it's back and forth. Okay. And then Matt?
No, close.
Oh.
He was number 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Rand?
Yeah, it's
okay,
Rand.
it's Rand.
Okay. So just to summarize, Perrin had 21, Rand had 16, Elaine had 13, Matt had 8. Then it goes Egwene at 7, and then Aegyanin, Nynaeve, and Min each had 4 perspectives.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought Nynaeve was in this a little more.
She is, but
Not
the
from her
Elaine
perspective.
chapters are the ones that feel like Nynaeve because it's Elaine.
That's right. And same with Egwene.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, she's around a lot there, so.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Cool, so let's jump into this then.
Let's do this thing. Because last time we had Nynaeve and Elaine finding out that Aegyanin is Shanchan.
Yes.
We had Nynaeve meeting up with Egwene in Tel'aran'rhiod and learning how to search with the Need.
The Need.
And found out about the Panarch and what the Black Azure are hunting and ran into Moghedien and Brigida. It was a whole thing.
Whole thing.
Yeah.
Found the collar, the bracelets.
Whole thing. So we also had Perrin, last time we saw him.
Yep.
Just let everyone and their aunt into Emmonsfield
Correct.
after a Trolloc attack, and there's no way that any of this could be bad for anyone.
It's going to go great.
And we're going to enter on a Perrin perspective for chapter 53.
Yeah, so this is a really fun chapter.
It's medium fun. I have some feelings about this.
That's what I want to know. I want to know the feelings. Okay.
God, I have so many feelings about this one. I just want to get to the other one. This one I just want to skip. I want to pretend that this chapter didn't even happen.
Oh
except for one part.
Okay, except
Yeah.
for one part, but yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like Perrin, you know.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Garbage stuff. So.
Trash Perrin. Okay. Man, I rag on Perrin so bad. I'm sorry, Perrin lovers.
Honestly,
I'm
like
sorry.
the first 10 pages though is like pretty slow.
Oh, yeah, it's nothing. So it's called The Price of the Departure. We get the wolf symbol, and we're in Emmonsfield. We get that everything is sort of running low. Food, candles, etc.
Yep.
Perrin is sitting in the inn with the village council talking about boring village council stuff, and he keeps getting distracted because he's so tired.
Yes. Really tired. That's the theme
He hasn't
of this
slept
chapter.
in 3 days.
Yeah.
That's what we kind of get here.
And you're supposed to sleep.
Right. So we get that they're sort of talking about battle tactics and events. All of the weapons are gone from the common room.
Yeah, like
Everybody
everything's
has
being
it.
used.
Yeah, it's been 7 days since the first attack, and there have been so many others since that one.
Yeah.
Perrin has lost count. They're all discussing the fighting, and Trollocs have nearly broken through a few times.
Yeah, so a couple things I want to kind of point out about this, because this is a time lapse from that very first attack where it was like a test of the abilities of Emmonsfield.
Right.
And we really, really kind of got that dug into us. And we also get a clarification here that the Aes Sedai, in fact, did do a trick with the catapult stones. They did something with the power.
Yes, I know.
That was a point of contention.
That is a thing.
I had to bring it up.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
But yeah,
That was something Tyler brought up.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tyler.
Thanks, Ty. Yeah.
But this is actually happening so much that Perrin is getting repetitive with his questions. He's super tired. He keeps asking, do we have enough swords? This and that. And
everyone's looking at him funny now because he's
a
repeating
little
himself.
bit. Yeah. Also, not great that Trollocs are nearly breaking through and there's so many attacks.
Yeah, and the Aes
Bottom
Sedai are
line,
like,
bad.
Yeah. Aes Sedai are like down to the bare bones for what they're doing for channeling too now.
Yeah.
Like only when needed.
So Perrin actually at this point overhears the women's circle talking about how the women in the village are on half rations, but they don't want the men to know because they're going to fight that, but the men need their strength. They're doing all the fighting right now, and Perrin actually agrees.
Yeah, I mean, it's defense tactics. Like, it sucks, and it sucks that you have to make that call, but they're doing it for the men, so.
Yeah. So this is where Danil busts in.
Danil?
What is it? Danil.
Danil?
Yeah, whatever.
I like Danil. That works.
It's kind of like my name again.
It's yeah.
This is another
it's not
iteration.
Danil, it's Danil.
Yeah, except Danelle is a Black Aja.
What?
Right? Danelle? The Black Aja? She was a brown, and now she's black.
I don't think we ever talked about that.
Yeah, we did. What? Yes, we did, because it's my fantasy name.
What?
What?
What are you talking about?
Danelle. I remember because I was annoyed that Danelle is a brown, and I was like, I'm not a brown.
Yeah. No, okay. Danelle is the spacey brown in the tower. She was part of the little, like, Elida crew. Yeah,
she was part of the coup.
The coup, yeah, the coup crew.
Oh, okay.
I was like, is she Black Aja because her name is yours?
Okay, let's move past that. Oh my god, okay, that's who I meant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're on the same page now.
Are you ready for
I think so.
Daniel to bust in now, though?
He's also Black Aja, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
See, I think Elida and Leandrin are on, like, the same level of, like, terribleness. Yeah. So, like, I couldn't remember the names of the Ajas with
you had me doubting myself, and I was like, what are we talking about here?
Oh my god. Okay. Daniel busts in to deliver a message to Perrin.
Yes.
Back to Emmons Field. So, turns out the White Cloaks have brought in a man who wants to talk to Perrin and won't speak to anyone else.
Yes, and Daniel gets scolded for his entrance because you're not supposed to come busting into the door.
Were you raised in a barn?
Possibly, yeah. Yeah.
So right away, I'm like, who the heck is this now?
Yeah.
And is Perrin going to invite them in?
Probably.
Yeah. So I have to tell you, my immediate thought was Fane.
Ooh, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yep, that would make sense to me.
But it's not.
No, not even at all. It's one of those chapters where I was going to keep asking, like, what was your first impression? But there's not much time.
No, I can tell you every time
what
I thought along the way. So Aram is here with a sword in his dirty tinker coat. He's been following Perrin around. Rain and Isla have cut him out completely.
Yeah.
And he's basically picked up Perrin as his surrogate family. But he's not talking to anyone else.
Yeah, I kind of like... This is such an interesting take, because the evolution of Aram and Perrin's relationship, it went from, like, something contentious when they first met, with Aram, like, hitting on Egwene in the Tinker's Camp, and him egging on Perrin, and now it's, like, full circle. Aram's, like, following in Perrin's footsteps here.
Sort of. He seems a little lost. Oh, lost one.
Hey, there you go. Boom.
He seems a little... I don't know, because he's always been so arrogant.
Yeah.
So
now his whole identity has to shift.
Now it's difficult for him because he's just still a little arrogant. Like, he's not talking to anyone else. He's only just following around Perrin. He fights for Perrin.
Is that like a weird isolation thing or what?
I have no idea what it is, but I still don't really trust the guy.
Really?
He still gives me weirdo vibes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of like their relationship. Like, Perrin defended him and... Now they're buddies. They're best friends.
I don't think they're buddies at all.
Best friends forever.
Not even
BFFs.
A little bit. Put it on the list of people that I don't really trust.
They have lockets that line up.
Oh, the little hearts?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, those are cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where we get some background information about what's been going on in Emmons Field this past week. And, I haven't really been very concerned about the timeline and everything. I feel like in the past couple books, I was very concerned about timeline because it seemed pretty obvious that everyone was going to end up in the same place.
So it was important.
And I was very concerned about like, oh, when are they there at the same time? Are they missing each other? What's happening? But in this scenario, it doesn't really matter. Once they left Tyr.
Yeah, it actually doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter if this is a week after Rand is doing something in the waste, or you know what I mean?
The only reason I would say it might end up mattering is in the whole like dream world sequence and visions that Perrin and Egwene have.
That's fair.
Where,
but only slightly.
Like maybe if you're like, oh, is this event happening right now at this time?
Yeah, but it's only like weeks sort of different, like not even really.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't been as concerned or caring about it as much.
That's okay.
Yeah, but that's always been my jam. Yeah. Timelines, but
sometimes jam turns to jelly.
Okay.
You know?
No, I
metaphor for you there. You can take that one.
Heard that one. Okay. All right. So what's been going on in Emmonsfield? The men guarding Perrin are now called the Companions.
Yes.
Which is interesting because weren't the Companions with Lews Therin?
That was the 100 Companions, but
100 Companions.
Tam was a part of the Companions in Ilion.
Oh, there's been more than one Companion.
Yeah, Tam was part of like the Ilion contingent called the Companions.
Got it.
So they just totally took it from that.
They did do that.
Yeah.
And Perrin's like, whatever. I guess this is happening. Turns out white cloaks are camped on the village green.
Yep.
Because nobody wants a white cloak in their home.
And also, they think everybody's dark friends, so we're not going to anybody's homes.
Yeah, they don't want to split up either.
Yeah.
So they all make it over to the old road entrance.
Yeah.
There are 20 white cloaks surrounding a near-dead man who has a Trolloc arrow sticking out of his chest. And the man is asking for Perrin Goldeneyes. And Perrin's like, I'm here, what's up? And the man's like, we are coming, sent to tell you we are cut, and then he dies.
Oh, so dramatic. Okay.
Super dramatic. The white cloaks don't tell them anything.
Yep.
They just leave. Turns out this guy was found like 3 or 4 miles south. And who the heck is this guy, Brett?
Yeah, well, I obviously can't tell you anything about this.
You know what it reminds me of? I have to tell you right off the top of my head.
Okay.
Well, you don't have to do that. Look.
What?
You don't know what I'm going to say?
I have no idea what you're going to say. No, like Perrin's best guess is it's some guy who's trying to bring his family in from an outskirt.
Yeah, he's wrong. That's for sure not what this is.
Okay, what is it?
So,
I don't know what you're going to say.
You know in the past who's told Perrin, we come?
The wolves?
Yeah, the wolves.
What does this guy have to do with the wolves?
I don't know. That's what I thought of.
That's awesome. Okay.
Is it awesome?
It's an awesome prediction in the sense that it's a neat one that would be cool if it works out that way. But what's the connecting factor?
No idea.
Besides we are coming.
I have no clue. I have no idea. But I'm telling you, the whole we are coming.
That's what it is?
Reminds me of the we come brother.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
I'm going to circle back to this at the end of this chapter.
You are?
Yep.
Okay.
I just want to ask a question at the end of this chapter then.
Okay. So that's the only thing I have. Like, I literally have no clue otherwise.
Let's put it in the back of the brain. Let's come back to it.
I actually don't even believe, like, what I'm saying it has any accuracy, so...
I like it, though. I do like it.
Well, it is my goal to entertain.
Okay. So let's keep moving.
Okay. So, Bayar stares at Perrin in the eyes.
Ooh.
And this is where the White Cloaks don't contribute anything. They ride off. And Daniel thinks, oh, maybe the Trollocs are finally giving up because they're all scattered in little bunches.
Yeah, so Daniel's relaying what the White Cloaks told him.
Got it.
So the White Cloaks are saying, like, they're scattering.
Got it.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So although the White Cloaks didn't tell Perrin anything, they told Daniel.
And that's how we found out that this guy was found, like,
3 or 4 miles south. Yeah.
Okay. So... Perrin doesn't have time for this now because a runner comes to tell Lord Perrin that there is something moving in the Westwood. But Perrin notes it's not an attack because otherwise someone would be sounding the horn.
Yeah, more stuff would be happening.
Right. So Fael really insists you should just go to bed. But Perrin's like, no.
Not yet.
This is my responsibility. You know, all that jazz.
That Perrin stuff.
Yeah. So Perrin gets to the western edge, and we have Tom, Bane, and Chiad all there, and there is something moving at the edge of the trees about 500 paces away, And they're like, Perrin, we wanted you to come take a look because we know you can see good.
Yeah, in the dark.
Yeah.
So it is interesting that like everyone kind of knows about his vision now. And I love how in his brain he's like, oh, that's something that marks him as an idiot hero. It literally says that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's just such a funny take on it because he like doesn't want anything to do with this whole like idiot hero business. But I mean, that's like a superpower people think he has.
And they're right.
And he does have that because he is a hero. So
yeah. Okay. So Perrin recognizes this shape, a large shadow carrying a human. It's Loyal carrying Gaul. And let me tell you how upset I got in this moment.
Ooh, that's what I was going to ask. Like, did you totally think Gaul was dead?
Totally.
Did you think it? Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I did. And I even thought back to, we had a Q&A where someone asked, who would you be the most upset about dying?
Ooh, and you said...
And my answer was Gaul.
Nice.
I would have been so upset with Gaul dying because he's only here for Perrin. He's
such a good guy.
He's such a good guy. He's so far from the waste.
Yeah.
And he went to go do this thing. And if he died now, like, that would be devastating.
And
there are so many deaths where I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, it's sad, but I get it.
Yeah.
But this one would be heartless. To be our first serious, heartbreaking, other than Hopper, right? Like,
yeah.
But our first serious main character.
This is one of the ones where I wished that we had to wait just a little bit longer, more than like a paragraph.
A
sentence to be like, oh, and Gaul's fine.
Yeah, it wasn't even anything.
It was nothing, yeah.
It was almost like...
Ah, my legs hurt.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a leg injury.
He literally has his leg hurt. And I went, what? I had to go read the paragraph again.
So he's not dead? He's okay?
It's just the way that Loyal's carrying him. I don't know, just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Oh my god.
Well, because like Loyal running from... Okay.
Listen though. I had a different reference planned, but you know what this actually probably looks like? Hagrid carrying Harry.
Okay.
Up to after the Battle of Hogwarts.
I get it. Okay.
Yeah. That's what this is.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Because
Okay.
it's the giant carrying the human.
Yeah.
That's fine.
In his arms.
In his arms. Except that Harry was pretending to be dead and Hagrid legit thought he was dead.
Ah.
And Gaul is fine.
Gaul's fine.
He'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess that means that's what this gigantic tequila shot is for.
Yeah.
It was for something else, but now this is what it's for.
This one's way better than the other one I had.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I don't even want to even talk about the other one.
Okay, let's not do it then.
Yeah, we will.
The other one. Well, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
It's not till next chapter, so.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. It's all set up and ready, full.
Yeah. I was curious, but this is good.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That was a lot of tequila. We're not going to make it.
No, we're not going to make it to the end of this. That actually wasn't that bad.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Because I mixed it with some margarita mix.
Smart.
In the shot glass. Oh, though. I haven't had a tequila shot in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Gaul's fine. He just has a hurt leg. They make it into the village and Loyal tells them that they were successful.
Yeah.
4 days ago, they closed the Waygate. And it will now take the elders or an Aes Sedai to open it again.
Yes.
So what does that mean? That they took both keys?
Both keys. So it's like perma-shut, which means the doors are going to essentially die. So either the elders have to bring that talisman to regrow the doorways, or an Aes Sedai has to like blast a hole like Moraine did in the gate. So it's essentially shut.
Okay. And what did they do with the keys, do you think?
Yeah, that's a good question. He ate them.
Does he have them?
I have no idea. We don't talk about that. Threw them in a lake, kept them in his pockets.
I hope he kept them.
Yeah, they probably wither and die too, so like...
Okay. Well, anyway, Loyal tells them how bad it is out in the country, and he thinks that there are several thousand Trollocs out there still, and maybe 50 Fades.
Yeah.
Because they were attacked, they had to do all this fighting. Gaul got hurt, and he's basically been carrying...
This is a crazy story.
For like 3 days straight.
3 days, and they were chased by 50 Trollocs and a Fade, and Loyal outran all of them for days.
Yeah.
But we have heard Loyal talk about how he can outrun like all the horses and stuff. So he can do it.
Yeah.
It's just really cool.
I want to see when they were first going, like how they were like probably running together and having so much fun.
I want to see that spin-off series. Yeah.
I know, that buddy cop movie.
Yeah, buddy cop movie. Let's do it.
I know. Also, side note, the Aiel women are helping Gaul.
Oh, yeah.
And then they have like a little funny Guy Shane
That's
moment.
True. Yeah.
Where
and
they're like,
you understand.
You let us help you.
Yeah.
Or we're going to claim you as our
Yeah,
Guy
so
Shen,
we
yeah.
know a little bit more about Jiatou. So that they're saying, lie still, or I'm going to say that I touched you while you were armed, and that's like the most honor.
Yeah.
And then going to allow him to choose what to do with his honor.
Yeah.
Like he'd have to basically become Guy Shine.
Yeah, and
so
Perrin's like, these
I don't
guys,
understand.
I'll get it.
But Fail does understand it.
Interesting.
She gets it.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Enter
Enter
Stupid Lord Lukeface.
Stupid Lord Lukeface. He's the worst.
He is just terrible. Anyway, we're gonna get to him though.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
there's so much. Okay, so Luke announces. He just like shows up and he's like, wrong. Actually, there's actually maybe less than 1,000 out there now. Fantastic news. And everyone's like, great.
That's good news, everybody.
And also, here's a bag of Trollocs, Perrin. And Perrin's like, no! And this like
he whips it out of the...
What's that thing? Hammer throw?
Yeah.
That's what I picture. Like from Matilda, the Trunchbull.
Yeah.
Like,
and Luke tosses it to
hammer
him and he just like,
throwing
out of the village.
Yeah, God. The bag of Trolloc heads.
Okay, but it is important to note that Luke has been bringing these trophy heads every night.
I know. Do you remember what I predicted about how he's getting these Trolloc heads?
No.
Okay, I know. I say a lot of things.
You said a lot of things about this.
So I think that after they have their battles, and there's like some laying around,
right? He just goes and collects.
Goes and chops the heads off of the already dead ones that didn't get burned.
Okay.
And brings them.
That's so funny.
And doesn't do any work.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
It fits with how I view him.
Yeah.
So at this point, Luke, Gull, and Loyal are all gonna argue because Gull is like, no, I think I know.
Yeah, like we saw them.
I saw.
A bunch.
And Luke's like, well, whatever then. Bye. Takes off. That's basically it.
Okay, so I gotta get, and again, we can maybe let's cover it again, but it's the whole what's the play here? What's the play? What's the...
I think right now, Luke doesn't... I don't know, because I haven't seen what's been going on.
Yeah.
I think he clearly set up the White Cloaks to come in because he wanted Perrin dead.
Right.
Remember that whole thing?
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember that, actually?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, there's that, and then there's also the Slayer aspect that I've been predicting this whole time.
And let's come back to that
we
when
will
we get
come
a little
back
further
to
into it.
I think the play here is... I think he just wants to rabble everybody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, just like rouse them all and be the hero and make Perrin look stupid. I don't know. That's like his main goal. I don't even get it. Really?
That's great.
Okay. So now it is bedtime for everyone.
Yeah, no time for any of this now. Let's keep moving forward.
So Perrin heads off to bed. Gull is helped off by the maidens, and Loyal goes too. Now, when Perrin's getting ready for sleep and Fail is there undressing him... Yeah. I mean, that was intimate. And then he sends her away very quickly. And I thought it might be a little more of an intimate moment.
It's not, though.
And it doesn't turn into that at all.
Yeah, not even a little bit. So.
No, it doesn't.
Would you say that they're saving themselves
for marriage? Probably.
Yeah, it kind of seems like that. So.
It's totally what's going on. She's just really like, you need a good night's sleep and I'm taking care of you. That's really what this comes down to.
That's what it is,
There was no way that she was like doing him when she needs him to sleep. Like,
oh yeah, no, it's not a sexual thing at this point.
No.
So. Maybe in the last couple of days? Maybe?
No.
No? No? Okay.
No, I told you marriage.
All right.
Definitely after this chapter though.
Oh, okay.
We missed that.
We do.
Scene. But as Perrin is getting ready for sleep, he thinks of the conflicting reports about what Gull and Loyal and Luke are saying, and the White Cloaks say they're scattered, but there's only one way to find out.
Yeah, Wolf Dream.
Wolf Dream.
Let's do it.
So, Perrin, boom, Wolf Dream, he sees all of a sudden visions of his friends in the sky.
Yeah, as per usual.
Yeah, except... I think we should talk about this, or at least mention it.
Okay.
I think everything that we're ever going to see in a dream is going to be important for later.
Yes, 100%.
These are visions for the future.
Gotcha, okay.
For sure. Because when Egwene was starting to see stuff, it was almost like this is what's happening right now.
Yeah, because the person on the other...
But she did see White Cloaks in Emmons Field.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen till later. So she started to get stronger and better and see the future.
Well, it also seemed like Egwene could see people and the people could see Egwene. We had a couple sequences where Rand seem to have seen people.
Oh, those ones, for sure.
Yeah, so
and
like
she
a
saw
little
Perrin
bit.
with the beard, and he saw her, like those things.
Yeah.
This is different.
Yeah, okay.
This is like a vision.
Gotcha.
This is different.
We're already working on like a sliding scale of Teleran
Oh,
Riyadh,
100%.
so...
It's a continuum. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So the first thing we see is Egwene with women crowded around her, and she looks nervous.
Yeah.
And among the women are Nynaeve and Elaine.
Yeah.
So it's probably like an Aes Sedai thing.
Okay.
And that's all I got for you.
Oh, well, the most important part is that the women around her slowly kneel to her.
Oh.
Like they kneel around Egwene.
You know, she was an Amerlin in her testing.
She was.
And that spot might be vacant coming up.
Ooh, okay.
If we're going to fight Elida. We got to fight Elida.
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
For
it's not
sure.
really vacant.
Oh, Elida is not deserving of that title. 100%.
Yeah.
They are going to go kick some butt there. I don't know when that's going to happen.
Sure.
They need to find out about that happening.
They do.
And
a whole lot of events have to happen.
Right now, Egwene and Moraine are like buttfuck nowhere in the waste.
Yeah.
It's basically Saskatchewan.
Rural Saskatchewan.
Just kidding.
You're in Estevan right now.
I know.
See, that's a funny Winnipeg, Saskatchewan joke.
Yeah, we love our Saskatchewan fans. We just poke fun.
Fan.
There's
There's only one, I'm pretty sure.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're out in the middle of nowhere, and I don't know how they're going to get messages unless Egwene happens to, like, dream
something?
on her own.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
okay.
Like, if she's not doing Turan Riyadh. What did I say?
Close. Not even close, but close. Tell Aran Riyadh.
Oh, you know what I did? I Terangriel
yeah.
and Teleran Riyadh.
Easy mistake.
Teran Riyadh.
You also thought that maybe the wise ones would do something about maybe fighting
They
with
might
the
feel
tower?
that something's going on.
Exactly, like big world event. Oh my god.
Perhaps.
Go figure that out.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Anyway, maybe that's what's going on. Women, like I said, kneeling to Egwene?
Yeah.
I did speculate that the testing, especially Egwene's, because of that whole Terangriel thing, might have been the whole future thing. Especially because we found out in Moghedien, the wise ones, the first testing that they do down there is seeing your future.
Yeah.
Or lots of different futures or something.
Yeah.
So, okay. Oh, thanks for talking that out with me.
Yeah.
I didn't get there on my own.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. Then we have Matt naked and bound with his spear.
Yep.
Seems like a bad situation, but I'm not surprised that Matt has himself in a situation like that.
That makes sense. That's just like a Tuesday night for Matt.
Yeah, it might have been like a Sandre. I don't know. No, just kidding.
Ooh,
no,
okay.
It's not. No, it's not. It's probably like book 9 or something. Like, I don't know. Like, it's no...
You're calling out books now. It's like,
I don't know. Like, from
that's
now...
a book 9 event, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
so, like,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, probably.
That's exactly what that happened.
You can track that timeline. And then Rand.
And Rand. This one, no idea. He's like...
Seems pretty good.
A bandage around his eyes.
He's wearing rags and a rough cloak and has a bandage covering his eyes.
This seems terrible.
Probably not good. So I get the whole like Matrix vibe.
Ooh.
Where like the whole Neo thing, I think it was like in the third one when he gets blinded and then he's blind, so he has to like
I do not remember Matrix 3.
Well, Rand's basically Neo, so I mean he's the chosen one.
Okay, I remember Matrix 1. That's all I got.
That was like the good one.
That was like hot Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I mean Keanu Reeves looks the exact same that he's always looked. Like.
That's fair.
I'm pretty sure he's immortal.
That's fair.
No time for that now.
You
Anyways,
have to watch John Wick, hey?
I've watched all the John Wicks.
Oh, I have to do that.
Yeah, they're great action movies.
Really?
Yeah, definitely recommend.
I've heard they're good.
Yeah.
So Rand gets himself in a situation, might be with Matt bound, naked.
Hey,
it might be at the same time.
That's why he's covering his eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't want to see. It's the nudity. Rand's afraid of the nudity thing.
Rand is very prude.
Well, I'm glad we figured that out too. Okay.
Okay, so I don't know. Bottom line. Perrin gears up with his axe and bow. He sets off, jumping all around to search for signs of Trollocs, and he does circles and searches around Emmons Field, and it's super hard to judge exactly how many Trolloc camps there are, but there are a lot.
So here's the thing.
Yes.
I want to bring up a little bit of a point.
Yeah, we have a point here, and I probably have the same point.
Okay. So he estimates like 5 or 10,000
or 20
or 20,000. So like
that's
he
a big jump. But...
Yeah, and it doesn't really make a difference if there's 5 or 20,000. If they all decide to gang up and attack Emmons Field at once, it doesn't matter. So like I get that mentality where the quantity at some point not important. But he's judging this based off like campfires and old camps.
Old camps like in Tel'aran'rhiod.
Yeah, which we know is like not necessarily exactly accurate. So my whole thing is like, we don't know how old these campsites are, and if the Trollocs are like moving around, they're not cleaning up any campsites before they leave.
Because he's like, oh, there's an empty cook pot over there,
it's like,
just waiting for human parts.
Yeah.
Like he even thinks that at one point. It's like maybe it's abandoned.
Like you could totally have a bunch like this many cook fires.
You know what? No one ever talks about.
What?
Everyone always talks about Trolloc cook pots.
Sure.
But nobody talks about how the Trollocs are carrying around their cook pots with them. They seem to be like animalistic, roaming around.
Well, they're medium animalistic. Like they don't think very much.
Where did they get their cook pots from?
The Fades probably make a couple of them carry them.
They carry them with them.
Lug a couple cook pots.
Pack mules?
I bet there's one designated Trolloc chef per little group.
What? I thought you were going to say one designated Trolloc pack mule.
Oh, I was going to say cook.
Like the half Trolloc, half pack mule.
Gotcha.
And that guy has to carry all this stuff.
Oh, man.
He's the one who's really bad at fighting.
Oh, yeah,
but wants to be part of the group. That's the guy. Okay.
I want him to wear a chef's hat.
I'm glad we figured that out.
God, okay.
So, anyway, I hate the conclusion Perrin comes to here.
Yeah, okay. So that's why the whole like Gaul and Loyal thing versus what like Lord Luke and the White Cloaks are saying, like, yeah, we don't like them, but what's the real number here?
So the White Cloaks and Lord Luke. Well, Lord Luke, I can't take anything he says for truth.
Sure.
Number one.
And the White Cloaks is like...
And the White Cloaks are staying right around this area. They're not going far. We also know they're not very good at reconnaissance.
Yeah.
Like, they're not good at any of that. So... untrustworthy a little bit. Gull and Loyal were out in the Mountains of Mist.
Yeah.
So far from here. So obviously they were seeing what's out there. Not necessarily going to come straight for here.
Sure.
Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. The conclusion that Perrin comes to here, I believe, is the wrong one.
Okay. That's important.
Yeah.
That's important for later then, so.
Yeah. But, anyway. Perrin heads south to Devonride. There's fewer Trollocs there. They're doing fine. Basically just held up. He thinks that maybe they should go south and try to cross the uncrossable river.
Yeah. Well, the whole point is that when he goes to Devonride and then when he goes a little bit north to Watch Hill, both of those towns are defending themselves, but nowhere near to the same extent as Emond's Field. And Perrin thinks, like, if one of the attacks that hit Emond's Field hits these two little towns, they're going to get wiped out.
Yeah, but the thing is, none of them will, because they're literally there for
focused.
Perrin.
Yeah, they're focused 100% on Emond's Field.
Yeah. So then, an interesting thing about Watch Hill is there's a white boar flag and a red eagle Manetheren flag.
Yeah.
So the white boar is Gawain, right?
I think we saw, the white boar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, that's weird that that's flying there.
Sure.
Because they don't really consider themselves Andorran.
So, Gawain's was a little bit more specific than just a white boar, though?
On a red field, right? Or something?
Yeah, there was, like, the background. So, it's like, it could be...
I don't know. I just heard it, and I thought of Gawain, and I thought it was weird.
No, it's a good connection,
and then there's the red eagle of Manetheren there. So, that's also kind of weird.
Yeah.
Unless it's Tel'aran'rhiod, and Perrin's just thinking of it, and it appears, because we know that can happen.
Yep.
It's very difficult. Although, to be fair... when Nynaeve, last chapter, was jumping around in Tel'aran'rhiod, everything she saw was there and specific, and
that's true.
Like the physical objects, she can't make appear or disappear.
Okay, so even with the flag thing, with the we're questioning why it might be the Manetheren flag. Moraine told the story in Emond's Field about Manetheren like a year ago.
Yes,
and there is trade between Emond's Field and the other towns, so it's totally possible someone went and retold the story.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
and now they're like fighting.
Yeah, and they're like, let's do this because it's cool. Like, it doesn't have to be.
I'm fine with that. It's okay. Yep. So Perrin goes further north to Terran Ferry, and it's confirmed that it's basically destroyed.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I wasn't
totally convinced.
Yeah,
okay.
But I did say it seemed like a Fane plan.
Yeah.
And especially now considering Perrin sees that the ferry itself was still functional.
Sure.
So that the Terran farriers...
Just call them thieves. That's all they are.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's no good,
Those sneaky Terran
untrustworthy
Fairyans.
Terran
fairy folk.
That's it. Terran fairy folk. Okay. Turns out they could all leave, and Fane's whole thing was he wanted word to get out to Rand that shit was going down. But Rand already knows.
Exactly.
Fane's he tries, but he misses the mark.
And I mean, also, don't destroy the only ferry there. Even Trollocs need a way to cross the river.
And so they didn't.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's all just part of
100%.
Fane's old plan. Which is a little funny because we know that Bornhald's plan was he didn't want any news getting out because he's super worried about the Queen's guards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and that's Perrin's entire line of thought next, too.
I'm not really sure where he's going. But right now, Perrin thinks that some of the Terran fairy folk are making their way to Baerlont, and then to Caemlyn, and then in a couple months, maybe Morghese will send troops, but it'll be too late at that point.
Yeah, I mean, that ties into Perrin's entire motive right now. He thinks there's 20,000 Trollocs in the Two Rivers, and he's hoping that at some point Morghese will send soldiers, which we now know probably isn't ever going to happen.
Oh, no. We know. We knew that from the beginning.
Yeah, but in Perrin's mind, that's still a long-term possibility, so it's going to be too late for Emond's Field, but hopefully...
Maybe for the Two Rivers?
Maybe to save, the rest of them. It's a little bit messy.
I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
So, Perrin bends down to pick up a doll from the ground, and an arrow streaks through where he was standing.
Wow. It's Slayer.
It's Slayer.
Nice.
And talk about Ta'Viren.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
That.
It's pretty good.
So it's Slayer.
Yeah.
And Perrin isn't playing Slayer's game this time. And this is instant one of our characters learning.
Hey, right. You said that.
And doing better.
He did do better this time.
So he's not running. And this is your tactic. Stay still. Oh, except your tactic is stay still and you will be found. That's
the point.
Yeah.
My advice is if you get lost in the wilderness, stay where you are.
Yeah.
Because any search and rescue is going to do a pattern to try and find you. And if you keep moving, you're going to screw up the pattern.
So this is a little bit different than that. Okay. And so Perrin's using his vision and his hearing and his smell to figure everything out right now. He's staying still.
I like this Perrin plan. It's actually...
I like it too. Because
he's being sneaky.
He's run from Slayer or run after Slayer.
Yeah, both.
Well, no, he's mostly run after Slayer. That's his whole thing, is he chases Slayer down because he knows, Slayer is running, and he's like, Perrin's gonna follow me, I know it.
Yeah.
Right? And this time Perrin doesn't.
Yeah.
So then Slayer circles back and is like, where's Perrin?
Exactly.
Yeah. So he's finally doing something smart in Tel'aran'rhiod. He sits completely still and waits. So Perrin eventually catches a glimpse of Slayer, notices that Slayer is also very reminiscent of Lan, except that he has some weird nervous habit.
Yeah, licking his lips or something. Lan's way cooler. I think that's the point.
I don't think that's the point. I think this is actually something to mark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe some sort of tic disorder.
Okay.
He's got something going on, and I think that it's going to be confirmed later if we actually find out who this is, if it's Isam or something.
Okay.
Right? Because that's...
What? Yeah.
Isn't Isam Lan's cousin? Right?
Yeah.
You told me to do my homework, and I remembered my homework.
Yeah, okay.
Isam...
Yes.
...is waiting in the high passes or something, right?
You did your homework.
Yeah. And I remember... And so maybe, eventually, it might be revealed who this actually is based on, I don't know, some sort of facial tic.
Okay.
So I just noted it.
Yeah, because I remember you also maybe talked about it could be, Lan's dad in the... Because he's dead, so...
Or not Lan's dad.
It was something like that.
The Fairheart guy.
Right, Cohen Fairheart. Okay.
Yes, because he was a dark friend.
That's right.
But he died. But he's in Tel'aran'rhiod, so he technically could still be alive. With this whole conversation, I think it was with Tyler, but...
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So I remember that specifically.
Okay.
But now there's some confusing things that happen later.
Let's go to the confusing things, and then we're going to clarify some stuff here. So.
Okay, so Slayer disappears. Perrin waits, and then Slayer's stupid face appears again about 30 paces away. He steps out in the open, and Perrin draws and fires an arrow, gets him right in the chest.
Boom.
But not in the heart.
Not in the heart. Yeah.
Slayer howls and fades away and disappears.
Yeah.
And the ravens are gone now too.
Yeah.
And Perrin thinks to himself, is that how you die here? But it seemed more like he woke up out of the dream.
Okay.
Especially learning what we learned later.
So it's kind of funny because, like, when you read that, it's like, good job, Perrin.
It's like, yeah, he's dead.
But then he's like, oh, it's kind of like the whole Rand, I killed the Dark One moment, where it's like,
bit.
I've won, I'm done.
Yeah.
The battle is over.
Yeah,
It's like, is it though?
No, it's not.
Okay.
So Perrin steps out of the dream and wakes up. He's in his bed, everything is normal, and he has some kind of plan now, and he thinks about how he's gonna have to be cunning.
Yes. Do you know what that's referring to?
Oh yeah, how he's gonna lie to his, new wife.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Fael thing.
Absolutely, that's what that is.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah. So he thinks about how the Tinkers are playing music, and then all of a sudden that's interrupted by like sudden shouting and horses' hooves and stuff, and he calls down out the window to figure out what's up, and Ban tells Perrin that it was Lord Luke. He almost ran down Will and Tell.
Yep.
And he was all hunched over in his saddle like he was hurt, but he was like booking it, getting the hell out of here.
He's gone. Yeah. Okay.
And so now Perrin is officially confused.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
He thinks Luke and Slayer? What? They don't even look alike.
Yeah, and he's got a point.
So, now here's what I noted about the way Perrin and Robert Jordan talk about these people.
I'm basically just going to let you take the wheel for now.
Let me do it. So, I picked up that Perrin says Slayer resembles Lan's brother or cousin.
Okay.
That's in the words.
Yes, 100%.
And then he says Luke resembles maybe Rand, sort of. If anyone.
Yes.
But they aren't the same. And he also notes that cold, hardly human smell that they both have.
Yes.
But now, let's talk about the descriptions of these guys.
Let's do that.
Because Lan's cousin is Isam.
Okay.
And a golden-haired man that sort of resembles Rand could potentially be Rand's uncle.
Which would be?
Luke. Like, is it that obvious? Am I that stupid? Is that actually what's happening here?
Okay, spell it out for me.
Okay, well, Lord Luke is Tigraine's brother, and Tigraine is Rand's mother.
Okay.
So Luke would be...
What happened to Luke?
He went to the Blight and allegedly disappeared.
Okay, and then do you remember the passage
Something
that we learned
about...
Let me read it to you.
No, I want to remember it.
Okay.
I want to tell you about how good my memory is sometimes. Okay. Isam waits in the high passes.
Yeah, there's a passage before that, though.
Something about Luke.
Luke came to the mountains of doom.
Yes, that's the one. And then Isam waits in the high passes. One lives, the other dies.
Okay, let me read it to you.
Okay.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
That was pretty good. Luke came to the mountains of doom. Isam waited in the high passes. The hunt is now begun. The shadow's hounds now course and kill. One did live and one did die, but both are.
Oh. Okay, yeah. That'll do it. That's this.
You gotta clarify.
What do you mean?
What does it mean?
It means that they're both... Like, Luke is literally Luke.
Luke is literally Luke.
How stupid is that? I hate that so much, that it's so obvious, and, like, it's right in your face on the page.
Yeah. Yeah,
I hate it. I absolutely want to just strangle the book. It's so annoying. I'm going to throw the book in a fireplace. That's how annoying this is. Like, this revelation for me, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Frick. Like, it can't.
Do you know the amount of times, because this was the episode with Tyler and I, the amount of times that we said Luke, Lord Luke.
And this is when we had that whole discussion about Luke being golden-haired. And I was
then
like,
I told you to go...
And I was like, who cares? Like, that was that whole thing. And I ended up having to cut it out of the episode because we rambled for so long about this.
Yes.
But can I get any credit for saying that Luke and Slayer are the same?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
In some sort of weird way we don't really understand, because we also know who killed Rand's dad, Janduin.
Right. Luke.
Luke
killed Rand's dad.
Luke killed Janduin because after his wife Shael or Tigraine died, he went off to the Blight.
And he couldn't kill him.
He couldn't kill because
he looked
Luke looks like Tigraine.
Yes.
So, boom.
Boom. Okay.
Rand's
Wow.
uncle killed
Yeah, this is a big moment.
Rand's dad.
I wonder if he knew. I bet he did.
Well, that's to be seen, so.
I bet he did. I bet he knew. And then the whole they're like the same person. They're sharing one soul. Because souls exist here, right?
That's true.
So like they're sharing one soul, sort of. One as Isam in the dream world and one as Luke in the real world. And like what I'm concerned about in this moment is Rand is like 20. Tigraine and Luke would be like, I don't know, not even 40. Like 40, right?
Sure.
This didn't happen that long ago, and people know who Luke is.
Well,
you know what I mean?
They know of him.
They know of him, but there are people in the world, probably in and around like Camelin.
But he's not in Camelin.
No, I know that now, but it just seems so crazy to me that he's just like riding around in the world, and he, from the beginning, I told you, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
No way I bought that. So I bet right away from the beginning you were like, this girl's picking stuff
there
up.
We go. Okay. But I gotta admit, the Lord Luke thing took maybe a little bit longer than I thought it might.
That took until now.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
But I'm glad that we got here, because this is where it's kind of spilled out for us.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Last thing to talk about, that also makes sense with the whole Isam in Teleran Riyadh when Nynaeve came across.
Oh, yeah, it looks like Lan.
It's
Lan's
looks
cousin.
like it's Lan's cousin, yeah.
Cool.
So Isam, the baby, in fact, did not get murdered.
Well, that's the other one I said.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Dead in the Blight, so.
Not dead in the Blight, run off by Trollocs and then killed.
From Malkier, and then, yeah. The whole, like, is the Blight now, so.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, to finish off this chapter, though, Perrin tells Ban that if Luke shows back up, put him under guard.
So is Luke/Isam a bad guy? Dark friend?
Yeah.
How does that change the dynamic of everything that's happened so far?
Well, it does, but I still think that he's up to no good.
Okay.
100% there's nothing good happening with Luke here. And Perrin, like, none of this is good.
Now, just to remind you, we had Slayer talk to Perrin about why he's here. He said that he's essentially here to hunt the renegade.
Right, which is definitely Fane.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So then this whole, like, messing with Perrin business is just for funsies?
Maybe, but maybe not. Like, we don't know.
I have no idea.
Yep. A bunch of question marks. We're going to have to go back and reread this book, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point. But for now, you're cordially invited to the wedding.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's exciting.
Because this chapter isn't done yet. There's a whole nother little tidbit here about something nuts that's happening. Perrin heads down to the common room. Perrin asks Fail if she saw Luke leave, and she's like, yeah, he just came running through here, and he was clutching something to his chest, under his coat, maybe a bandage, and Fail's like, how did you know? And he's like, I dreamed it.
Yeah, so we also know how Teleranrad affects you in the dream world versus the real world, so...
It's real.
It's real, but maybe not to the same extent that of getting, like, hit in the chest with an arrow.
I'd say, yeah, okay. Well, he probably woke up and had a gaping wound.
And also knows that if he knows who Perrin is in both instances...
Oh, and he does.
It's like, Perrin's going to wake up and I'm going to be here, so...
Yeah, he got the heck out of there.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone for a while, I think.
Okay, chased him off for good, basically.
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah, okay.
So then Perrin is like, come on over here, Fail.
I got something to ask you.
I got an important mission for you.
Yeah.
He wants her to do something for him. He wants her to take a message to Camelin. And on the way, let Watch Hill know how bad things are, or how things are in general, and maybe get them to cross the Terran until everything's done.
Yeah.
Then she is to go to Moghedien, ask for some Queen's Guards, and Bane and Chiad will help Fail get there.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, oh, this is the plan. Just lie to her.
Lie to her to get her to leave because Perrin's under the assumption that there's like 10,000 Trollocs in the Two Rivers and they're going to die right away. So he's trying to get her out so she doesn't die. That's what's happening here.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
But it seems like she's going to go.
Yeah, she is because he's lying.
Well, in reality, what he should have done was like sent a runner a month, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago when he first got here.
Maybe, I guess. I don't even think that the Queen's Guards could do anything about this.
Well, they could do more than nothing at all.
Yeah, but there's nothing the Queen's Guards can do.
It's an army.
Yeah, I get it. But like,
send an
they're
army
not
in here.
marching an army down to nowhere land because someone somewhere says there's some Trollocs.
Yeah.
Like, are you joking? Of course that's not going to actually work. This is ridiculous. The last time Perrin tried to get Fael to stay in Tyr, because he's like, it's too dangerous to come with me, he told her the truth, and she's like, no, I actually get to make my own decisions about my life, and I choose to be with you even if it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And at this point, he's taking away all of her autonomy. He's not giving her a single option. It could be looked at as, oh, so chivalrous, and oh, he's just saving her and protecting her. But no, it's garbage.
So you don't like this plan?
No, garbage.
Bad. Okay. All right. Garbage plan.
So Perrin tells Fael that there can't be more than 1,000 Trollocs.
No
We'll be
biggie.
able to hold out here.
Yeah.
You get the Queen's Guard down here. It'll all be good. And then Loyal comes up and almost ruins everything.
Yeah, he
Because
does.
he's like, hey, Fael, can you take these notes to Camelin?
Get my book out of here before the town is destroyed.
Yeah, and then he adds, you should fly free like a falcon.
Yeah, and that's the whole like, damn it, Loyal, don't ruin it for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to Perrin's surprise, Fael agrees to go. But here's the thing. She's agreed to go because she thinks that this is actually a legit important mission, and she thinks that the place is going to be safe because she buys Perrin's
She trusts him.
lies.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
trusts him, and he's just lying to her.
He is. Yeah. And I mean, in reality, I think that it's not a terrible plan to send someone who is, like, Fael knows her way around a court, and she's got her name, right? She is a Bashir, so maybe there would be some...
He doesn't actually care. By the time any Queen's Guard
I agree.
got anywhere here, like, it's not even about that. If that was his actual plan,
Yeah.
if he was like, yes, we need the Queen's Guard here, they're gonna help us, who can go, who can help us, Fael, you go,
Yeah,
that makes
my
sense.
point is that she's probably buying it because it kind of makes sense as a...
Well, and she also trusts him.
Yeah. Did you catch the little tidbit about Chiad and Gaul?
That she's helping him? Or Chia didn't want to go because Gaul's hurt?
Yes.
Yeah.
Chiad's anxious about leaving, and Fael tells her, you won't have to leave Gaul.
Yeah.
And then Perrin thinks, Chiad and Gaul, they're blood enemies.
Yeah. I don't know, friends now.
Okay. Not blood enemies.
Not blood enemies.
Yeah, they have the blood feud.
Yeah.
So.
I guess that's squashed.
Good. That's
Perhaps.
good. Okay.
So Fael's like, yeah, I'll go, but for a price, a wedding. Will you marry me, Perrin?
So romantic. It's pretty good. I love his response.
I actually sort of saw this coming.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but it's annoying.
It's pretty funny because he's like, oh, we can say the betrothal vows tonight, but the wedding has to wait a year. We can't break that custom.
Yeah, and don't worry about breaking custom, Perrin, because Fael has that covered.
Yeah, she's checked.
She's already checked with the whole women's circle.
She's asked everybody.
They're
good.
in the clear. Perrin proposes, kind of romantically, actually.
It's not terrible for the situation.
And she will have him for a husband tonight.
Yeah.
And in the next half an hour, Perrin and Fael are literally getting married right now. I also like the little note about the long red wedding ribbon.
Okay.
Because we had that whole thing about Egwene having a red ribbon in her hair.
Yes.
And Rand being confused of why she was wearing her hair like a bride.
Exactly, yeah.
So that's
a good
funny.
little note.
Yeah, just a continuity is nice.
It's good, yeah.
That's good.
And then we got Bane and Chiad standing for Fael, and then Loyal and Aram for Perrin.
Well, that's because Aram just like won't leave Perrin alone.
I don't know why you hate their relationship so much.
I don't like Aram. So they give their vows, and turns out none of them include lying to each other like they should.
Well,
Perrin should vow to always lie to her, and she should vow to always physically abuse him.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't say anything about I'm always going to tell you the truth all the time.
Well, he should.
It's not in there.
No. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
shamble. It's a sham of a wedding.
Yeah, so.
And like, what's her parents gonna think? They've never even met him.
Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Scandalous. Okay.
Saldea scandal.
The one thing I just wanted to bring back from the beginning when you were like, oh, the wolves are going to come because this dude.
Oh god, I forgot about that guy.
Yeah,
okay.
you said that.
Yeah.
You said that. So the whole thing is Perrin thinks that Emmons Field is like imminently gonna get destroyed, so he's sending away Fail
Yeah.
and Loyal's notes, I guess, because
so
of that.
somebody is coming and is gonna help them.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
do you
okay.
think the wolves are gonna then come and save Emmons
Well,
Field?
because now
Is that
Slayer's gone.
Yeah, so like what's
Was Slayer actually the one who was keeping them all away?
We don't know. We have no idea.
I have no idea either.
It's tough. Okay. We just have a bunch more questions now.
Yeah, I think actually the we are coming, I'm not quite sure, but I think that when all is lost, somebody or something or some army, something is coming and is going to save them. And it's easy to forget that little tidbit happened. I already did. So there you go.
At first light on the 5th day, look to the east.
Yep, that's the one.
That's the one.
Chapter 54. Into the palace. I'm super excited to get into this chapter. We just took a bit of a break, and you told me we need to line up shots, and turns out you just said something Lord of the Rings that I didn't get.
I made a fantastic reference, I think, about, at first light on the 5th day, at dawn, look to the east. That's like the whole battle at Helm's Deep, the Rohirrim come in, that was Gandalf's advice.
We're going to need to watch it.
Yeah, you'll get it later, but that was a perfect reference, I think, so we're going to drink for that.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
So good.
Tastes like victory.
Okay, so let's get into this one because...
Oh yeah, this is a good chapter.
Oh my gosh. I gotta roll up my sleeves for this one. I'm so excited. So, we have the chapter symbol of the two faces.
Yes.
That I believe is like the whole Dark Friend, maybe Forsaken.
Yep.
Definitely Dark Friend.
Makes sense.
Symbol.
That's what it is.
So, we enter on Elaine's perspective right away. That was annoying to me, but it's okay.
It gets better.
It gets so much better. So, we have Elaine, Nynaeve, and Moghedien all in a cart, headed somewhere, dressed like poor farm women, like refugees from the countryside.
Yes.
And now let me just say, the beginning of this chapter is a lot of exposition.
Yes.
There's
like
a lot of explanation.
Pages and pages.
This whole chapter is 40 pages, and it was not necessary.
Yeah.
So the first part here, I think we are just gonna skip over.
There's lots of complaining for a couple of pages about how bumpy the road is.
Yeah, a lot.
There we go.
And also, did you know Elaine doesn't like wearing no shoes?
Oh yeah, that's also terrible.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Damin insisted on the cart because they wouldn't look right walking.
That makes sense.
And I'm glad they have some help with this one. I noted that right away because Nynaeve and Elaine on their own are not the brightest.
Yeah, they're not super effective.
They're not effective. They've proven ineffective time after time after time, especially with the whole Moghedien watching them walk down the street and immediately, like Moghedien isn't even from here, and she immediately notices, oh, those two don't belong here.
I'm not from here, but they're more not from here.
Right, exactly. And so I like that this plan was formulated not just by Nynaeve, Elaine, and Egwene.
Yeah.
Because...
Not Egwene.
I know... No. I'm saying the plans in the past, when it's been the three women making plans, they miss out on very important details that none of them have ever been privy to. Like, it's not their fault that they miss important details because they don't have the experience. Yeah,
they don't have the world experience. And we've got the, Tom and Julian and Damin, they actually do have some tangible world experience.
Absolutely. So. Not to mention Moghedien also clearly has some
absolutely
definite experience. And it's helpful here because we left the last chapter, they're making plans, and I was like, this is gonna go poorly.
Yeah.
At the end of last chapter, I said, I don't believe this is gonna go well based on experience. But Elaine is complaining. Also, Nynaeve hates Moghedien at this point.
Still, yeah.
And we get a flashback sequence of the discussion that the women had with the men when they were formulating the plan. Damin insisted on going into the palace with them because he knows his way around there, which is good.
Yeah.
That's a good part of the plan.
Yeah.
Nynaeve rejects Julian and Tom coming with them, but grudgingly agrees to letting Moghedien come along too.
Yeah, that's the long and short of it. So.
Yeah. Moghedien even gave an oath to protect and not betray them. She swears on her hope of a higher name.
So that seems like a pretty strong oath.
We have seen that from the Shanshan before.
Yeah. So, I mean, I trust her. I'm
I
fine.
do too.
I'm cool with
I
her.
like
so,
her.
Nynaeve definitely. And Damen vouches for her too. So,
There you go.
yeah, there we go. She's good.
Sounds like a love connection to me.
That's a good one.
Thank you. It's a good Office reference.
Yeah. It's like an obscure one, too.
It's so obscure. Oh my god. It's the tequila.
Yeah,
The tequila brings out the obscure references. So now this is the situation that we're in. The cart stops outside of the palace and there are white cloaks questioning Damen about like what they're doing and who they are. Another rider appears and strides by them. Elaine notes that it's Jacob Carradine.
Ooh, okay. I mean, that's kind of expected, too.
Yeah, but he doesn't know them or notice and just keeps walking.
Yeah, and Nynaeve's just, like, staring at him deadpan.
Yeah,
so
Nynaeve, come on.
Like,
God. So, we also hear some random person shouting from the square in the city, the Panarch is dead, they've killed her. And now, if I was emotionally traumatized by thinking Gull was dead.
Oh my god, you thought that the lady Amarithia was...
Amathera, yes.
Amarithia?
I was like, oh shit, this ruins all their plans. What's going to happen? Oh my god, This is chaos.
But this is part of the plan.
Part of the plan. I was like...
She's not dead.
Turns out...
Yeah.
Tom and Julian have been spreading rumors to hopefully set off a riot right at this moment, and this is actually an excellent plan.
Yeah, it's a good plan. Like, things are coming together.
It's great.
It's good.
So Elaine right now is so scared and thinks the others are not as scared as her, but turns out they are as scared as her. That went on for a page.
Yep.
And now they're inside. They got past the guards.
They did it. They're here. Good. Good job, everybody. Hooray.
Sort of. So, some of the guards who let them in were definitely paid off.
Yeah, that happens too. I mean, Damon's a smuggler. Like, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. So, when they're loading up their peppers in their baskets, Damen gives us some information basically about how the White Cloaks and the Legion of the City are more concerned with watching each other than anything else.
Yeah, so there's like 3 factions. There's the White Cloaks, the Panarch's Legion, and then the Civil Watch.
Okay.
So all 3 are just like in a mess right now.
Of watching each other and not watching the city.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the Black Aja controlling
the Panarch. Yeah, all that stuff.
I'm like, where's the king?
Yeah. King and we don't know.
Nowhere.
But we also have that every sailor from every ship that Damen has in port is out in the streets right now around the palace. Also
riling things up.
Yeah, to help encourage the riot.
It's great.
I love it. It's a good plan.
It's such a good plan.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the best laid out plans.
Do you know why it's so good?
Because of Tom, Julian, and Damen?
Well, no, it's because everybody worked together.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, it's because they're involved.
There's feedback from both sides. But that's the thing. It's like, if only the girls tried to do it, it wouldn't work. And if only the guys tried to make a plan, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
You gotta work together on these types of plans.
Yeah. And they have.
They did.
And this is
it's
great.
Working out. And we're seeing the results from that.
Yeah, because everything that we've ever seen so far, Rand running across the country, Perrin going to the 2 rivers.
I'm going to do it on my own. I don't need help.
Yeah, Rand going back to Moghedien, and the girls going to Tyr. Even, like, getting to Falma, everything has just been so sporadic. Even the whole back to Eye of the World in Camelin, they were planning on going to the tower, and then all of a sudden they're like, let's go to Faldara. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Like, none of the plans have ever been so well, number one, planned and orchestrated.
Yeah. And I mean, so far, we're not out of the, we're not out of the woods yet.
No, but even what I've seen.
It's so far so good.
It's all worked out to the point where it could have worked out to.
Yeah.
This is where the unknown begins, and they knew that.
Yeah.
So, they head into the kitchens to drop off their ice peppers, and this was the plan to get into the palace in the first place.
Yeah.
And they pass very close to Maryland Gemalofin.
Yeah, close enough. The one who likes cats.
Really
the Black
likes
Aja.
Cats in a city where they eat cats. So, anyway.
Well, right now.
They aren't noticed.
Yeah.
So, once the women are in the storeroom to dump their ice peppers, they start changing into clothes that they've hidden in their baskets. serving clothes so they can get deeper into the palace. And when they leave, the Black Aja is gone.
Yeah, phew.
So the cook has spotted Elaine and crew, and turns out they're very convincing servants.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, not bad.
They are told to take the breakfast to Lady Ispan.
Yes, which is the name of another Black Aja, probably.
Yeah. And Elaine curtsies, and this just infuriates and offends this chef.
Which is
cook.
Hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Did you pick up on the...
Okay, so there's basically two schools of thought.
Okay, false. Blackbeards are best.
One, this curtsy that she does is meant for royalty.
Ooh, okay.
Because Elaine was like, why is she so offended? Servants curtsy like this to me.
This is the exact
the
curtsy
time.
that they use thousands of times.
So maybe the chef was like, are you mocking me? Like you think I'm the queen or the panarch or wherever? And so that's number one. And
I prefer option 2.
Option 2 is you're in a completely different culture.
Oh.
You have no idea what a very specific curtsy means and doesn't mean.
There's an option 3 that this is like a known curtsy to use when you're trying to like flip off the royalty. It's like an inside joke amongst all servants. Of like if you're going to fuck with the royalty, you use the mocking one. So Elaine intentionally using that to another servant would be like a giving her the middle finger.
Do you think that all the servants doing that to Elaine are flipping her off?
100%. Are you telling me that people are in love with Elaine? Like, she can be a little bit much sometimes.
Okay.
I prefer my option 3.
I like it too.
Yeah, I can totally see them like flipping off Elaine.
All right.
Yeah.
So anyways, now it's time to run away with the tray of food.
Yeah.
So Elaine has the tray. Nynaeve picks up a feather duster.
Which is awesome.
And Egianin has some like linens and a big stone pestle as like a cudgel.
Yes. And she hides it in the... She's
in
like,
the towels.
It's good if people don't know you have it.
Yeah. Thanks. So they're armed to look like servants. And they head into the palace. And they come to a splitting off point. So this is another part of the plan. They've memorized this palace.
We kind of get the plan as we go through the chapter.
Yeah. So Elaine and Egianin are going to head to the Panarch's room. Nynaeve tells them that if there are guards, just leave. If she's not alone, leave. If anything doesn't go to plan, just leave.
Yeah, Panarch is not the priority here.
Yes.
It's like, if they can do it, great. But like, not number one.
Right. So... turns out the plan is going quite well. I'm impressed because the riot has begun in the streets. The rumors spread by Tom and Julian, plus Damon's men to egg on the crowd, are all going. It all
worked, yeah.
Like it should. The guards are pulled from the palace, so Nynaeve heads off, and it's time for Elaine and Egianin to be off to the Panarch's room. Elaine and Egianin get there, and there are no guards.
Yeah, so
Elaine
far.
Can sense channeling coming from inside the room,
yep.
but not very strong.
Yes, and it's hard to determine, so we can't get a distinction from feeling the channeling of how many people are doing it. It's just like a small amount. So it's kind of risky what she does here.
A little bit risky, yes, but I love how she reasons this out. This moment, this entire scene is the best Elaine has ever been.
Yeah, it's like a young bull situation where you got Perrin actually doing something.
Yeah.
And Elaine doing something.
She's doing something bold, brave. I love it. So she tells Egianin that there is a black sister in there, and she listens and can hear some woman singing a very lewd song.
Yeah, and that's what we saw happening to Amathera.
Exactly.
In Tel'aran'rhiod.
In the dream, yes. Yeah. And so Egianin's like, okay, well, if the Black Aja's in there, it's time for us to leave.
Yeah.
Elaine has other plans.
Yeah, she's doing it.
She says, I can actually channel in here without being sensed, because anyone who could sense me channeling would assume that it's the Black Sister channeling. So, hooray for logical thought.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. The only issue is there could be 7 others in there just not channeling. That could have happened.
Yeah, but Elaine also thinks I can do 4 different flows.
Yeah, I got this.
Yeah, and they are serving women. So if worst comes to worst,
just back out of there real fast.
Just literally put the tray down and leave or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Except Giannon throws open the doors.
Right.
Okay, it's a little bit foolhardy.
It's a little bit... I
Yeah.
like it, though. It works, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So, she tells Giannon... Well, she orders Giannon, actually, to throw open the doors and get down so Elaine can do her thing. So we enter on a scene just like the one from the dream sequence.
Yes.
The Panarch is clearly held by the power against her bedpost and being forced to sing some awful, filthy song. The Black Sister in there is Tamil.
Yep.
And she doesn't even stand a chance.
Yeah, Elaine freaking hits it.
Elaine shields her by slamming down the flow of spirit and throws her backwards and knocks her unconscious. And I have a little bit of an inkling that this also might be like how you still someone.
Okay, just do it real hard.
Well, that's what we get later when Nynaeve talks about it. Almost like a knife cutting down.
Yeah.
Right? We got Egwene stilling Namiko, which we get confirmation of later in this chapter, because she basically just like slams the shield down really hard.
Yeah.
And so maybe she's done it here.
Possibility.
Maybe.
I mean, that would be nice.
It would be an accident, but maybe I would like it if she did.
It would be good because like she obviously has to leave her here, and as of right now, it's just like she's going to wake up and still be a Black Aja sister when she wakes up.
Yeah, exactly.
And like gets free, so.
Yeah. So Giannon and Elaine check for others, and Amathera is a little hesitant. Elaine's like, are there others here? Answer me. And then Amathera eventually recounts the torture that she's been put through at the hands of the Black Aja.
Yeah, I kind of get Amathera's like hesitation because she's like, oh, well, you're Aes Sedai. Are you like those Aes Sedai? Because like you're all Aes Sedai to me and they're doing these things, so who are you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I'm here to rescue you. So then Amathera leaps over to attack the unconscious Tamil, and Elaine pulls her off with air, and Giannon seems content to just let that go on, for justice.
Yeah, well, this is 100% the same as Egwene with the Shanshan.
Oh, yeah.
Same. Like, I get that, where you have a time to strike back, and she's stopping her.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm kind of with Giannon on this one.
A little bit. But, I mean, like, she's unconscious. Anyway. So, like, she already had her, it's okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
So, Elaine thinks about how she wishes she could take Tamil back with them. And now, she thinks this several times.
Sure.
So, I just made a note of it.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
I'll come back to it.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say it would be nice if they could have some justice done, but...
At this point, they don't even know what's going on in the tower, so...
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of issues.
Although I'm
with
sure
that.
Elida would like to bring justice to some
true.
Black Aja. Like...
There's still that.
Elida is not a dark friend.
Yeah.
So that part, no matter what's going down, even if there are no blues and it's all like crazy there,
They're
if
still
they
gonna...
walked in with some Black Aja and a Forsaken, right? Like,
right.
They'd probably want to help, especially because Elaine and Elida do have a relationship.
That is true.
I forget
there
that.
is. Yes. Yeah. We don't know
Interesting.
the extent of like how close they are,
but
it's not nothing.
It's not nothing. Yep. So Amathera says that her soldiers will be loyal to her once she can speak with them. She's been kept away from them, but she wants to do things her way. And Elaine lays down the freaking law.
Yeah.
I love it. She's like, here's what's actually going to happen. We're going to creep out of here, or I'm going to leave you behind, and like, you can wait for her to wake up.
Yeah, no, that's good for Elaine for taking control of the situation.
It's excellent.
Like, you're being rescued.
It's the best I've ever seen Elaine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this. Okay, and so now we have a perspective change.
Yeah, into the best part of the chapter, I think.
Actually, 100% yes.
Yeah.
So we enter with Nynaeve. She's got to the museum, the exhibition hall.
Yep. She's got her feather duster.
Her feather duster. She's doing her chores. Like, anyone could enter at any moment, so she's trying to
Gotta look busy.
Look servant busy.
She is pretending to dust the way I actually dust, I think. Just like,
oh, you mean
waving
like
it around.
Nothing?
Yeah, doing nothing, really.
Do we even have a duster? I don't even think so. But She gets to the collar and the bracelets first and reaches for them, but then she feels that suffering, agony, pain.
Yeah, it's a bad thing.
Bad thing.
Bad relic of badness.
Right. So Nynaeve starts like amping herself up, deliberately making herself angry, going over all the things that have like pissed her off recently.
Yep.
And then there's an interesting point where she realizes what she is doing.
Yes.
Like she has been doing this subconsciously.
And she's finally figuring out that she's doing it.
Yeah.
It's good.
And then she embraces the source.
That's like self-reflection. That's awesome. That's
you know,
character growth.
She'll never admit that she did that, though.
No, she won't. But she might continue to be able to do that.
Yeah.
More intentionally.
Maybe.
So.
There you go. Will it work, though?
Yeah, that's the question.
Because if she doesn't realize she's doing it and she's actually getting angry, that's what she needs.
Yeah, it's step 1 of like a 6-part plan to get past her block.
Yikes.
So.
Okay. Well, now a serving girl enters the hall.
Yes.
And Nynaeve has just embraced the source. She's quivering with the urge to channel, but she waits and pretends to dust because she thinks the serving woman should leave soon. And then this is where her thoughts go all over the place.
Yeah, it doesn't quite make sense.
No, and the woman is still coming towards her, and all of a sudden she recognizes this woman.
And we saw this confusion before.
Yeah.
When she first started to like break through that whole I've been compelled thing.
Right. Yes. And so when she recognizes this woman, she lashes out with the power to smash her in the face.
Yeah.
Because
like,
it is freaking Moghedien.
Moghedien, yeah.
Moghedien.
Yeah,
Moghedien.
Moghedien. Yeah, Moghedien.
And Moghedien did not anticipate this.
Yes.
She is startled.
Yes, and that's important to note, because the last time that Moghedien saw her, she was compelled, so she probably has reason to suspect that nothing has changed.
Right.
And she didn't see her with the whole Brigida thing, so...
Did not.
She was thinking she was going to be able to just, like, stroll up to Nynaeve.
Yes.
And do whatever.
Good. So now there's a fight.
Yes,
Except
this is awesome.
It's not any sort of physical fight, and Nynaeve even thinks to herself, if anyone were to come in, it would just, like, look like two women standing and staring at each other.
Yes. So I'm going to bring it up now. This has been a point of contention for how the TV show is going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's very specifically drawn out, like, hey, especially this fight is a huge thing, because it's literally portrayed as you're just standing in front of each other thinking. They're not using, like, fireballs.
Their hands aren't even out in front of them.
It's just the shielding, so it's really simple. You like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think their hands will at least be out in front of them.
It'll be more graphic. I 100% think so.
Oh, yes.
You gotta give me something, so.
Yeah.
But this would also be a hilarious scene to have like a...
Just them standing there staring at each other?
It's like a Stan Lee cameo type situation. Okay, some people will understand that. Okay.
Nope. Not this one. Okay, so Moghedien cuts Nynaeve's flow and tries to hit her with some compulsion, but then like misses a step, and Nynaeve learns to cut the weave like Moghedien did to her, and now it's a battle of strength and will trying to shield each other.
Yeah.
And I think, no, it's more than that. They're trying to still each other.
Yeah, well, that too, so...
Because here, Nynaeve thinks to herself, the knife-sharp shield that Egwene had used to still Amiko, more weapon than shield. And now, we've had a lot of back and forth, because we had a conversation about Egwene being the one to still Amiko, or how did Amiko get stilled? Was it an accident? Was it on purpose? What happened there?
Yes.
And we've had a lot of people write into us and comment and talk about that specifically.
Yep.
What was going on? Well, here, it is confirmed.
Yeah, 100%.
This is in like very passing one sentence. Oh,
it's here.
It's here.
Yep.
Although we still don't know if it was on purpose or not.
I would say still not on purpose, because Egwene didn't know that that was a thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. So Nynaeve considers what to do next. She considers that this is Moghedien, one of the Forsaken, and not just a Black Sister. And she thinks, well, what will happen when Moghedien throws her whole strength at her? She's like, oh my god, this is going to get so much worse. maybe I should try to run.
Yeah.
What should I do? And then Moghedien starts monologuing.
Yeah, the monologue is great. Before we do that, I just want to point out another thing about the whole, like, Aes Sedai battling each other, where it's kind of an interesting note that a fight between two individual people would probably boil down to just what's happening now. Like, it wouldn't be a big epic duel of, like, throwing lightning and fire at each other.
It wouldn't be what we see next scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
it's just literally a battle of who can stop and cut the other person off first. That's the best way to stop the fight.
Yeah. That's the best way to win.
That's the best way to win, is because once you do that, you win.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
But yeah, let's get into this monologue. This is great.
Okay. Now, do you want my bad Harry Potter reference?
Oh man, I do. I do. Yes, I think the people want it.
Okay. Have you heard of Priori Incantatum?
Is that a character?
No, it's a spell.
Okay, no, I have no idea.
Okay, so
wait, I can probably figure this out.
Oh, okay.
No, I can't actually. I was gonna say, like, because maybe. No idea.
Okay, so this is where when Harry and Voldemort are dueling,
okay,
and they both cast a spell basically at the same time.
Ooh, okay.
And it's a standoff when their spells meet.
Okay.
In the middle, and they're both standing there.
Gotcha.
And
yes.
who's gonna outpower the other one, and their spells are meeting.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I remember. It was a scene, right?
It's a scene.
Of, like, the clashing of the stream of magic.
Yeah, so we have Finate Incantatum, which is actually a spell you can cast, which stops another spell.
Okay.
But the Priori Incantatum is what I thought of in this moment, where it's like a standoff of, like, powerful dark person.
That's what's happening here.
And then, like, person of the good, the light.
Yeah.
In a standoff of, like, power wills.
That's what's happening.
That's what's happening.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah. Okay, I'll get shots.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, tequila. Wow.
Oh, I hate that. Okay. I watered it down, though, with the margarita mix. It was just like a baby margarita in a shot. That's basically what that was.
Baby margaritas. Love it. It's great. Okay, back into the monologuing.
Okay. Good stuff. So, Moghedien starts talking about what she will do to Nynaeve.
Yes.
And we get some very important information.
Uh-huh.
About...
Yep.
Ravin.
Yes.
Ravine.
Yeah, Ravin.
How do you say it?
Ravin.
Audiobook says Ravine.
Yeah, the glossary says Ravin.
Shoot. There's no right answer.
It's whatever you want it to be.
There's no right answer here.
Yeah.
So, Ravin, turns out, has a pretty little queen to amuse him now.
Uh-huh.
Let me talk about the context.
Yeah.
When Moghedien says, oh, why don't I bring you to Ravin? He loves the pretty ladies.
Yeah.
Although he's a little bit occupied right now with a pretty little queen.
Exactly. So, what does that tell us?
That means that Ravin is Gabriel.
There we go. And do you remember what your prediction was?
He was a Forsaken.
Last episode, I think it was, or maybe 2 episodes ago, you said that you were going to say that the Forsaken that has Morgaze is Ravin.
Really?
You said that,
Was that what I found out about Asmodean?
Yeah, and you were like, that's the only other one I know, so I'm going to say it's Ravin.
Nice.
And then last time, I think it was last episode then,
that I
you were
made
like,
a correction.
You corrected it to
I do remember
Asmodean.
The correction I made. The one working with Lanfear in the waste right now is Asmodean, and then did I say the one in Camelin with Morgaze is Ravin?
Sort of.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't remember saying that.
It was kind of a weird, interesting thing, so...
Roll the tape. All I know here is that now Lanfear is for sure working with someone else.
We're tucking it away. Okay.
I don't know. Can I throw out a random name that I think of?
Sure.
Ravine. Right? That's the name of a Forsaken?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We've heard of that name.
Yep.
Cool. I love it.
That's it.
Any justification for that?
Nope.
Okay. Well, we know it's not Moghedien.
True. We don't know who the Lord Gabriel is, right? We know that in Ilion it's Samael.
Yeah.
And we know that Bilal was in Tyr and he died.
Correct.
But we don't know who Lord Gabriel is. We know he's definitely probably a Forsaken.
Yeah, because
and we know that
he sent the hit on.
Yes.
Elaine. So,
like, maybe that's the only other name I can remember right now.
That's a good way to do it. I mean, there are others.
Nah, I'll go with that one. Doesn't even fucking matter. I don't even care.
Okay. Yes.
So there's that.
So hey.
There you go. Anyway, so that's a big deal.
Very much
the
so.
whole Robin Gabriel, like it actually is confirmed. Big deal. So we find out that anger gives Nynaeve strength, and Moghedien continues to monologue, this time about the collar and the bracelets. Turns out it's Coendiar, and we get info. And in my notes, I just wrote Brett.
Okay.
Because I figured you were going to talk about this.
Yeah, so it clarifies some stuff and gives them some extra detail here. So it tells us the collar and bracelets were 100% made for a man. There are drawbacks where if you put the collar on a man, you can control him, but he still will go mad.
Oh, he's still gonna go crazy.
Still gonna go crazy. And there's like a flow that goes the other way, so it's like dangerous to the user too. And eventually, he'll be able to control you, so you'll always have that struggle or the battle. So ways to get past that is you can pass the bracelets or share them, but then you have to trust other people. So for the Forsaken, they don't seem to like to play together very well.
No.
So I can understand where she doesn't want to like share that power. And once you have it on Rand, for example, you couldn't necessarily like take it off.
Right. Well, and that's sort of why I'm wondering, we really have no real confirmation who Liandrin is working for.
Yeah, like we have no idea
like,
if Moghedien is at all connected with them.
And we are assuming still, we actually don't have legit confirmation that this is actually, in fact, what the Black Azure was looking for.
True.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
All signs point to it.
Yeah.
But we don't have confirmation. So, yeah, that part's interesting.
Especially since Moghedien clearly, or I say clearly, but it doesn't seem like she's working with the Black Azure.
Oh, definitely
specifically.
not,
So,
no.
considering that she's like hiding the seal and like all these different things.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird situation.
Yeah, and another point I want to make, just as you were talking, I was thinking about it. Moghedien knows all this information about this bracelet and collar.
Yeah.
And she's from the Age of Legends, which was before Archer Hawkwing's time.
Yes.
Which was before the Seanchan left the mainland.
Yes. You piece that together.
Yeah, because I was thinking, like, how did this technology get to the Seanchan, essentially, right? Like, how did they use it for their own benefit?
Well, we heard the story about how, like, an Aes Sedai created it, and then she ended up being collared herself.
Yes.
So it's likely that this was the OG, and then she adapted it for
evil.
A woman to control another woman who can channel. So
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's interesting. An interesting tidbit.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, Nynaeve realizes that Moghedien is already using all of her strength.
Yeah. Like, this is maxing out here.
And Nynaeve is going, like, head-to-head, toe-to-toe, matching her, and this is a big deal.
It is. It's huge.
So then Nynaeve figures out that Moghedien is trying to throw her off with all this talking.
Yeah.
She's trying to distract her.
Distraction.
Because she's like, why is she telling me all this?
Yeah, because she initially thinks like, oh, is it because I'm going to die anyway, so it doesn't matter what she tells me?
Yeah, no.
It's not that. She's trying to distract you.
No. So then Mogi starts monologue number 3.
Yeah.
And we get even more information about how Moghedien searched for information about the Age of Legends and thinks it's funny how weak the Aes Sedai are now.
Yeah. So it's kind of
which is interesting that like she's talking about, oh, you are so weak now, but like she's matched strength for strength with Nynaeve.
Yeah, so it's really important. So and Moghedien kind of talks about when she broke free, so like from the prison that she was in, the first thing she did was go and find out about what's been going on. So go get your book learning done. So
sure. Learn your history.
Yeah. And it's important that, so Aes Sedai used to be like a lot stronger, and we've kind of seen that.
We already know that.
And then there's the decline, and now we've got these, the girls, the new age, who are not the
new
common.
Era.
The new era. Yeah. Who are like back up at that power level. So.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
But then she also mentions that she's lived 200 years when the bore was opened. And we know that when the war was
young for an Aes Sedai.
And keep in mind that we know the war went on for a while, like years and years. It wasn't like an overnight thing when
Right.
we saw the bore being opened.
Yep.
Right? And then she was still young for an Aes Sedai. So that kind of gives
Yeah.
us an insight into the age of what Aes Sedai can live to.
Okay. Well, the age of what Aes Sedai could live to in the Age of Legends. Because we also got that people
Yes.
lived longer because what's his name? Jen Aiel guy
Was like,
was like 62 in the prime of life.
yeah.
Prime of life.
Prime alive. Yes, exactly.
So, like, it's a little skewed still.
It is, but it's like, you should remember that. So
I will. Now, this is where Nynaeve has learned something.
she did. She learned something, just like Perrin learned.
Perrin learned. She's learning. She does the old switcheroo
Yeah.
and uses Moghedien's tactics on Moghedien. And even in my notes, I wrote, like Perrin.
Way to go, guys.
Yeah,
We
you
did
guys are doing it. So, she's going to distract Mogi now, and Nynaeve thinks that this woman only uses the power in battle and won't expect anything to be thrown at her face.
Hey, there you go. Ah.
So Nynaeve feigns tiredness and falters, and so Moghedien takes a step towards her and thinks she's winning, which is, number one, a huge bold move because she could have instilled instantly if Moghedien was like, boom, right? Could have. Nynaeve didn't know.
No, but she figured that she was like matching her in power.
Yeah, I know.
She figured out the
But
game
if
plan.
she falters and like lets it slip a little,
So when she says falters, like she falters so she can get her hands on the...
but she doesn't slip. Okay.
So there's the physical and there's the power.
Yeah, I know.
She like falters so she can get herself
I know.
closer to whip
I
the
know.
thing at her.
I know. So she doesn't let any of the power go.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
So she gets her hands on the bracelet and collar, and Moghedien takes a step towards her, thinking she's winning, and then Nynaeve whips the collar and bracelets at her face.
Boom. Smacked you right in the face.
And in that moment, Nynaeve shields her, but the knife went blurry. The sharp edge went blurry.
Yeah.
Down
Didn't
at
quite
the
work,
end,
so.
didn't quite get her stilled, but Moghedien realizes she's been stilled, and we've heard this quite a few times. She's a runner.
She's a runner. She's going to do it.
And that's what she does. She hikes her skirts and starts to run.
Even though like that's obviously not going to work.
Yeah, and Nynaeve wraps her in air, and she has just beaten a Forsaken.
So she starts doing her victory lap around the exhibition hall.
Holy mother forking Sherples.
There we go. Hey-o.
This is a big FD.
Yeah. So also one little like fun nugget of information we get here. Moghedien has a bonus mini monologue number 4
Okay.
when she's talking about the Age of Legends, and she says ... travel to other worlds, even worlds in the sky. Do you know that the stars are ...
All right, that's when Nynaeve stops paying attention to what she's saying
Yeah.
and starts realizing how to beat her.
And she like that's right before she
Right,
whips the collar.
yeah.
So, but it's really interesting. Just Age of Legends, like fun fact trivia stuff,
Yeah.
is that they knew what stars were and they could travel to other worlds, like maybe other planets. We don't know.
Right.
Like it kind of opens up the world of like what was the Age of Legends.
Or other worlds, as in portal stones.
Exactly. So
That's what I thought
that's
of when
the
I
question
read it.
marks. So
That's what I thought. And the whole like traveling. I don't know what the stars are, but
she says even worlds in the sky.
yeah.
So hey,
There you go. You never know.
never know.
So at this point, Nynaeve feels disappointed that she didn't still her, just shielded her. And Nynaeve thinks about bringing her to the tower, and justice will be done.
Same as Elaine.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
With my notes. Yeah.
I think we need a little bit of Eggian and street justice here.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, go cut their throat in the alley behind the inn here.
Yeah. She says she's not going to be doing that though, unless she can like get her out of the palace. And how could they even possibly?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I don't know. They both have the same thought process, and I just took such strong note of that because I'm like, are they going to get them out of here? Like, that's what it seems like.
Okay, yeah. No, doesn't seem that way anymore.
Nope.
Street justice.
Yeah. I don't know. Get bail fired, maybe?
Yeah.
Probably not. So Nynaeve puts the collar and bracelets in her bag and goes to retrieve the seal from the case while she thinks on what to do with Mogi. And she sees that the seal is now gone.
No.
And I was like, oh my god. I actually was worried here.
Yeah, but then like a paragraph later, it's like, no, it's just disguised as a pig.
It's just disguised. And so Nynaeve cuts through the disguise. She sees the little fine weaves of the...
I mean, that's a skill in itself, just like we know that she knows that's a thing.
Turns out Mogi is a trickster.
She is, and probably not working with the Black Aja. So, like, why would you be hiding that? Why not just take it?
Well, it's a seal of the Dark One's prison, and that's, like, her master.
Like, why wouldn't you... why wouldn't you take that?
Who?
Moghedien.
Moghedien couldn't take it. She was fighting Nynaeve. She walked in...
Like any of the days beforehand. That's what I'm saying.
Because she didn't know it was in danger. She didn't know anyone knew of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She thought it was safe and fine where it was.
Like disguised, so...
Yeah, it's disguised.
I would keep it in my belt pouch.
I know what you would do. You know that it's being hunted right now. Anyway, so Nynaeve can't do anything but leave Moghedien there.
Shoot.
She heads to the nearest arched doorway, but she, like, leaves her... bound up.
Oh yeah, she's not freeing her.
No.
That's her problem.
Yeah, and so does she do the thing where she ties off?
Yes.
So technically she should be there forever? Like, is that how that works?
So no, like the whole tying off of weaves things, like it's kind of implied that it is something that will like dissipate over time. I kind of think of like Spider-Man's like webs. Like they'll be there for a while, but Spider-Man's webs aren't just like there forever. They dissipate over time.
Okay. That's not really something I comprehend.
It's just like, why would it be?
Okay, though.
Why would it be eternal? Like, you know?
Well, because it's energy. It's just power. It's different than a physical thing.
Yeah, it's just we've seen it happen.
It's literally air. I don't know.
We've seen the girls do it enough times now
that it clearly isn't forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And they don't like consciously like, oh, I have to untie this.
Yeah.
And we've seen Rand do the same thing. Like, there's a whole bunch of it.
Okay. So she's leaving through a doorway that opens into a courtyard, and she sees a slim woman on the other side of the fountain who is raising a fluted black rod in pace and length.
Yep.
So here's the thing about this, like, meter stick terengriel, or yardstick, I guess, if you're in the States.
Yeah.
But obviously, with this fight going down, this isn't like normal, oh, let's make the Panarch sing a song channeling. This is...
two of the strongest people
everybody
ever.
In the vicinity, I'm sure, who can channel can feel this happening.
100%.
Because at first, it confused me as to why she happened to be here with this.
Yeah, no, she got drawn to it.
Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely. And she wasn't supposed to be using this thing anymore.
No.
And she decided, because this was the one who was like, let's just balefire everyone. And Leandrin was like, no. Right? So she's like, all right, I got this. I'm going to take care of this, guys. And that made way more sense to me. Actually, when I listened to it the second time, when I read it, I was like, oh.
This makes more sense.
This makes way more sense.
Yeah. It's funny, because the way she uses this, too, it just reminds me of, like, a kid on a fire hose, like, trying to hold it, but just, like, it's so much power coming out of this, like, wand, and it's just, like, waving everywhere, and she's destroying everything. And then she's just gone.
Yeah, well, no, okay. Let's
so
talk
funny.
about it for 1 second. So this is, what's her name?
Yeah.
Jean
Cade? That's a tough one.
Anyway, so Nynaeve recognizes the rod and is like, oh shit, and like dives to the ground.
Yeah.
It's balefire. And remember how last time I was like, fireballs can be balefire? And you were like, no. I get it. I get it now. So she starts swinging the balefire rod around wildly.
Fire hose.
Through the exhibition hall, and she's like destroying like dinosaur bones.
Yeah, priceless artifacts. Anything that's not Quendiar is being destroyed.
Yeah, so this is so bad. Everything gets balefired. Jean is on like this destruction spree. And Nynaeve is like down on her belly, crawling away. And everything starts just like shattering. And the walls fall down or something.
Well, okay, so this is the thing. So Balefire will cut through literally anything. So she's like sweeping out sections of the walls.
Yes, okay. And like pillars and columns. Because at first she stops and then Nynaeve is like, oh, good.
But then she
I'm going to attack her. And then she's like, and she almost like falters and falls down because she's using so much energy
It's
with
like
this
round
triangle.
2. Yeah.
It's a triangle, right? Like,
Yeah.
And so obviously this chick isn't very strong.
Or not strong enough for what she's
She
doing
like
right now.
evaporates herself with like, right? Like
kind of what it seems like. There's like
either that or she just gets physically crushed by a wall falling down.
And that's possible too. Like, I'm not an architect, but I don't think you're supposed to take out all the walls and the pillars.
Right.
Some of them hold up the roof.
It's very difficult to make an old home be an open concept space.
Exactly.
Because of the, foundational pillars.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I've seen Property Brothers.
There you go.
I know how that works. So now everything's sort of calm, but like everything's destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
And the Black Sister is nowhere to be seen, but Nynaeve is not going to go check to see if she's okay.
Yeah.
And battling Mogi probably alerted every Black Sister in the place, so she's getting out of there.
And then, like, who knows what this rod did? Like,
right. And so now Nynaeve looks back, and I 100%, while this was going on, believed that Moghedien was gonna die here.
Oh, okay.
Balefire. Same as
yeah.
Moraine with Bilal.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like,
right?
gone.
Balefired.
Yeah.
Now, Moghedien is gone, but it doesn't seem like she was hit by the Balefire.
Correct.
So, I wonder if, because Nynaeve was so distracted, she somehow let the shield go?
Okay, but she tied it off.
I know, but I'm not really 100% sure. And anyway, it could have been connected still, maybe.
Possible, yeah.
Maybe. Or maybe Moghedien...
Oh, no.
Okay.
What's your rule? If you didn't see them die, it didn't happen.
Oh, no. I was going to say maybe she was able to, like, get out of her binds.
Oh, okay.
Or if, like, Ravine showed up.
Picked her up, like ran her out of here.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happened here, but I'm pretty sure... I know she's not dead. Like, that wasn't going to say that.
Yeah. Something happened. She's not dead.
Yeah, but she's not here anymore.
What's going on?
And Nynaeve thinks that shouldn't have been possible since she was shielded.
Yeah.
But no time to think about that now. Time to get out of here. Such a cliffhanger.
And she also thinks, like, what do I know? Like, anything's possible. Like, I have no idea.
Actually quite possible, which is, like, bold for Nynaeve.
True.
To
admit that.
That.
Absolutely.
In the midst of all of this. So now we have Nynaeve taking off out of here with a seal. So that's seal number 4.
Yeah.
And it's intact.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah. So, interesting stuff. I'm ready to read on.
Yeah, because now we need the girls to escape.
Yeah.
On the way out.
In the meeting place.
Meet up in the meetup place and then get out of here.
Muster Point.
And there's a riot in the city too, so like that's bad.
No, it might be good. They might be able to escape undetected because there's a lot of other stuff going on.
Right, okay.
It's not like they have a bunch of guards to run by.
True.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. So, before you destroy the priceless, ageless artifacts with Balefire, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Danny and Brett, edited by Danny, produced by Danny and Brett with Passion Socks, Mozyme, Moltude, Benjamin, Vince Look, Michelle O'Brien, Sarah Wyatt, Jamie Young, Cody Fouts, Giannis, and Megan Smiley. With music by Audionautics.com. If you're interested in some of our Wheel Weaves merchandise, such as shot glasses, frosty mugs, t-shirts, hats, and more, you can head over to newcreationsbyjen.com, and we are located in the groups or collections section. If you're interested in supporting us and helping us to make really great content, you can head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast, and you'll also get access to some really great bonus content like early access to our regular episodes, bonus episodes, unedited video episodes, access to our live recordings, monthly Q&As, and more like stickers and keychains. Don't forget to find us on social media. We're on Instagram and Twitter at The Wheel Weaves Podcast. We'd also love for you to join the conversation over at our Discord, and you can find the link to that in our bios on those social medias. We'd love for you to tell a friend about us. Referrals really are the best compliment. We'd love for you to leave a review and subscribe. That really does make a huge difference. Thanks so much again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.